Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're setting the stage for a clinical, step-by-step breakdown of a truly universal phenomenon, procrastination. We're going to unpack a fascinating case study titled The Cost of Tomorrow, and we'll be analyzing the exact anatomy of how we put things off. But more importantly, we're looking at the harsh realities of what actually happens when time finally runs out. So if you want to understand the exact mechanics of why we delay and how it inevitably backfires on us, well, you're absolutely in the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this. Honestly, how many times have you told yourself a delusional lie exactly like this one? Our case study centers on a student named Sam. It's nighttime, he's sitting in a messy bedroom with untouched books just stacked on his desk, and he's aimlessly scrolling on his phone. His exam is exactly 72 hours away, and bathed in the glow of his screen, his grand conclusion is that 3 days is basically 3 weeks.
Section 1. The Procrastinator's Delusion. 3 days out. Now this totally illustrates the structural problem we're dealing with. We have a very clear timeline, 3 days out, the day before, the night before, and boom, exam day. The window is shrinking. The event is inevitably approaching. Yet Sam's perception of time in this first stage is just completely warped. I mean, the physical reality is a shrinking window, right? But his mental reality is this endless, luxurious expanse of time.
Let's just do a quick narrative freeze frame right here to really dissect the sheer absurdity of this moment. Sam is on a video call with his friend Rhea. She asks the dreaded question, "Did you start studying?" Sam, lying there in his messy room, gives a little shrug and delivers this exact line. He literally counts thinking as actual progress. This is the absolute peak of the delusion phase, where simply acknowledging a task exists somehow feels like you've actually accomplished something.
And right on cue, we get the necessary contrast. Rhea, with an unimpressed frown, just immediately shuts it down. That's not a thing. Rhea is the sharp, grounded reality in this case study. She serves as that absolutely crucial voice of reason. You know, the exact voice we all tend to completely ignore when we're actively procrastinating.
Section 2. The Distraction Trap. Daytime delays.
So Sam is sitting there in the canteen, striking this totally confident pose. Right after lunch, I'm locking in, he says. Think about how relatable this is. How often do we use these arbitrary future milestones, like after lunch or on the hour or first thing tomorrow morning, just to justify avoiding the work right now? It's a classic procrastination strategy. We're just shifting the burden entirely onto our future selves.
And wow, this is the exact moment the trap just snapped shut. Rhea dryly reminds him he said the exact same thing yesterday. But then, Sam's phone buzzes on the table. He grabs it instantly. His eyes lock onto the screen and he mutters, 2 minutes, just replying to this. He instantly abandons his grand locking-in plan the very second a distraction presents itself.
2. That is the number of hours that instantly vanish. Time just passes in a total blur. And what happens during those 2 hours? Sam just keeps scrolling. The food on his tray sits there completely untouched. The 2 minutes was a total fiction. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to invent time travel? Have you ever sat there watching the hours evaporate, desperately wishing you could just rewind the clock a little bit? Because right as Sam realizes the literal laws of physics are actively working against him, we enter the most dangerous phase of the cycle.
Section 3. The Midnight Panic. When the math doesn't work.
The delusion is officially gone, replaced entirely by sheer terror. 40 pages an hour. Sam's eyes are wide, he is totally panicked, he's talking incredibly fast. He is desperately trying to crunch the numbers to figure out how to climb this impossible mountain of studying. He literally has to consume 40 pages of dense textbook material every single hour just to even have a fighting chance. And he only has 8 hours left. I mean, he's trying to pull off an absolute academic miracle in this tiny, rapidly shrinking 8-hour window. The math simply does not work in his favor.
Then the phone rings. It's Rhea again. She asks how it's going. And Sam, he just gives this deadpan, utterly defeated look. I have discovered time travel does not exist. The frantic energy, it's totally gone. And Rhea, smirking just a little bit, reminds him of the brutal truth. She could have told him that 3 days ago.
Section 4. The Final Reality Check. Exam Day. Now what's really interesting here is the devastating contrast between expectation and reality. We start with Sam's initial overconfidence. 3 days is basically 3 weeks, but that instantly crashes into a defeated, tired reality. When he walks out of that exam hall and Rhea asks how it went, Sam just gives a tired smile and says, "I wrote a beautiful essay on the 2 pages I actually read." That, right there, is the cost of tomorrow. So let's take a step back and look at the whole picture. This explainer really shows the predictable, almost clinical path Sam took to ruin his own chances. Step 1, false confidence, thinking he had all the time in the world. Step 2, minor distractions, letting a buzzing phone completely derail a study session for hours. Step 3, complete panic, trying to cram an impossible amount of information into an 8-hour window. And finally, Step 4, defeat, writing an entire essay based on just 2 pages of reading.
So, the crucial point lands right here. At the end of the source material, Ria actually turns directly to the camera. She breaks the fourth wall, looks right at us, and delivers a very direct warning. Don't be a Sam. It's absolutely the ultimate takeaway from this entire case study. Because the absolute truth is, efficient action is literally the only cure for this cycle. The core directive is stark and simple. Start today, not tomorrow. The hidden cost of putting things off until tomorrow is that tomorrow eventually becomes today, and the window of opportunity slams completely shut. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a quick thought. What are you putting off right now that really needs your attention today? Don't start thinking about starting. Don't wait until right after lunch. Take action right now. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I'll catch you next time.